morning, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I hope you guys have a great morning because today we are going over the news, mainly altcoin news in this episode, but we are going to start this out with a quick look at yesterday's CPI data that was coming in. We are going to talk about PayPal being a $1 billion crypto whale. And we are going to go over 2 to 3 of my favorite altcoins. We are going to talk about Chiliz Mainnet launch and Chiliz token burns. We are going to talk about Vechain partnering up with the biggest companies out there. And we are also having a quick look because it has something to do with Vechain at Polkadot. And then we are going to go into the Veve topics, Veve news and Veve burn and everything around the Veve market watch. And we are going to do that right after the intro. So welcome everyone to the stream. Smash the like button if you haven't yet, because that is really important for those videos. I hope you got your coffee locked and loaded. If you're watching this after the stream, then make sure to check out the description for the timestamps so that you can find your favorite topics there. And yeah, also make sure to subscribe if you enjoy these morning coffee streams to do not miss out on them. Usually they are 1 hour later than this. Actually, usually they are around half an hour later than this. But due to trade show that I have to attend every day this week, we are starting out at these hours right now. So welcome to every one of you that is already here in the room. And I will just start out by sharing my screen and going over the news with you guys and looking forward to a great discussion there. So there we go. So yesterday we have talked about this. There could have been some volatility, but actually it's not so heavy as we have seen here. Inflation rate eases to 4.9% in April. It was expected at 5.0, so came out 0.1% better, less than the expectations. Obviously, this news came in yesterday. The consumer price index rose 0.4% last month, pushed higher by rising shelter used vehicles and gas prices. The increase was in line with Wall Street expectation, and because it was in line with Wall Street expectations, we had seen a slight increase that also reflected in the Bitcoin price. Let me actually open the trading view here for you. Just go out of the window here so that I do not dox myself. That is important. So usually CPI data is what Fed Chair Powell, what the Fed bases their rate hike decisions on, and many people were expecting a pause in the rate hikes, and therefore they were looking forward to a slightly lower inflation rate. But right now, this is important because this is very recent development here. Yesterday, we have talked about this support line here for Bitcoin, about this support line and a potential head and shoulders that could be playing out if these news were not good. And it seems to be playing out anyways. As we see here right now, the day has still 19-20 hours. This could be just another fake out, like we see all of these wicks here, where basically they are trying to get people in shorts, liquidate longs before they continue, and so on. So market manipulation is always part of the days around such news, like the Fed CPI. Then also they are looking at the US raising the debt ceiling by 1.5 trillion, basically giving permission for printing 1.5 trillion to 2 trillion US dollars, which would then mean that basically they are back to quantitative easing, not immediately, but in the midterm, let's say for the next 2 years. So as we are watching Bitcoin is losing this level, which doesn't mean that it has to stay that way. This can quickly turn into a wick and into a bounce. So be very careful out there when you are trading these markets, which I personally do not do. Good morning to Moti Lee. Welcome to the stream. Guys, make sure to smash up the like button if you enjoy these news updates. And we also see here on annual basis, the inflation rate was 4.9%, slightly less than the estimate, and providing some hope that the trend is over. For workers, real average hourly earnings adjusted for inflation rose 0.1% for the month, but we are still down 0.5% from a year ago. So this is just some economical data. It has impact on Bitcoin as always. And with that, we are quickly jumping to the next topic, which is actually one that I was considering putting as the absolute clickbait in the title, but I didn't. Maybe a mistake. PayPal's crypto holdings approach 1 billion, primarily in Bitcoin and Ether. And that is because PayPal has disclosed that in their balance sheet, that they are holding nearly 1 billion in cryptocurrencies that is mostly Bitcoin and Ethereum. And that is obviously big news because it makes PayPal one of the most known payment providers in the world, one of the bigger crypto whales out there with 1 billion in assets. That's a large sum. In its latest quarterly financial performance report, the financial payment giant revealed that it holds 943 million worth of customer assets in Bitcoin, Ether, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin, which makes an increase of 339 million from the end of last year. And that's where we see that, from the end of last year until now, we were in a raging bear market. And yet, let me get this bigger here. PayPal is coming in and increasing their users' crypto assets by 339 million, meaning that probably people that are not on other crypto exchanges are purchasing crypto through PayPal. So PayPal is helping mass adoption here. PayPal reports 1.2 billion in cumulative financial liabilities for the first quarter. There is also, let's say, some consolidation news going on. We had seen, for example, I think it was somewhere down here, earlier this year, the company said it had reduced its workforce by 7%. So also PayPal was affected by the things that were going on during the bear market, during the fear of recession, laying off 2,000 employees. Meanwhile, the company has warned that its adjusted operation margin won't grow as quickly. And the stock has been in the toilet of PayPal on Tuesday, down by 12.73%. And obviously, what is important for us is that PayPal continues to thrive and brings people that are only using PayPal into crypto, into Bitcoin, Ethereum first, so that they can then discover altcoins and also Veve NFTs maybe, and so on. Once you have a foot in crypto, you'll discover what else is there to make some gains. And that's what PayPal is as a gateway very good for, because it already has mass adoption in the mainstream. So PayPal being a $1 billion whale, we are looking forward to see PayPal growing their asset portfolio there. And with those altcoins, let's talk about one that is extremely interesting, which I hold in my portfolio with a couple of percent, and which I wanted to talk about with you today, because I think this could be a big one for the next bull run. So this is Chiliz with the ticker CHZ, and it's the underlying token of the Socios.com app. And we have to quickly go into what this app does for everyone that doesn't know. So Socios.com is an app that basically tokenizes the relationship between football fans and other sports fans, about 150 football teams, and the clubs. So fan engagement has not been commercialized basically and really used by the clubs, other than that they have stores for physical items out there. But what Chiliz does is basically they offer a fan token in their app, and this fan token, once you purchase it with Chiliz tokens, the only currency accepted in the main app, you are getting access to several things. You can get access to, for example, let's say you have a fan token of Inter Milan from Italy. Holding the token gives you access to, for example, take part in decisions about the club, like what the repainting of the stadium should look like, how the new jersey of the new season should look like, what type of bandana the captain should wear, and so on. So there are many clubs launching different things where friend token holders can actually take part, and that is powered by the Chiliz blockchain, and Chiliz is the currency also within this app. And now they are coming out here and saying today marks a major milestone in the world of blockchain and sports. The Chiliz chain Mainnet, the first of its kind blockchain infrastructure for sports entertainment, is officially live. Welcome to the sports blockchain. So they have launched their mainnet after being in testnet mode for, I think, the better part of the last year. And they have also introduced staking with this. And so that means that whenever there's staking, there's also total value locked. And then also you have basically more widespread news about price action. When you can stake, you can have gains. There's total value locked in the system, so on. So I think this is huge news. And since they are in the sports business, they are reaching basically everyone in the world, because either you are a football fan or a basketball fan or a Formula One fan. So there are so many different sports that they are in the ecosystem. So here is the news. As well for this, Chiliz launches new layer 1 blockchain aiming to move the sports industry from Web 2 to Web 3. So Chiliz is also in the business of sports related NFTs. And as much as I like Veve, I think for the sports world, Chiliz is basically the market leader in everything around that. So the NFTs, probably in the future, and tokenization of sports, they are the absolute dominant power, yet still very far away from their all-time highs as an altcoin. So sports teams and brands can leverage Chiliz expertise in creating highly engaged digital communities, and its network of more than 150 teams, create next generation experience, product and services powered by Chiliz. That's what they do. And now let's look at how this looks like also in terms of value. So yesterday I watched it, actually. It was the Champions League match of AC Milan against Inter Milan. And Inter just scored in a couple of minutes 2 goals. What Chiliz does is they are live basically with their fans, with their fan token holders. So everyone who purchased the Inter Milan token on Socios.com or also on exchanges, these fan tokens are available on exchanges. They, for every goal that they scored in the Champions League, they are burning 15,000 Inter fan tokens. So what they did is, here you on the Chiliz Explorer, on the blockchain Explorer, you can see it also. Whenever someone scores, 15,000 fan tokens are burned. If you are holding a ton of fan tokens, that means every time your team scores, also your value goes up. That's way better than sports bets, right? Because so now obviously they have 30,000 burned. But look at this, for example, oh, actually, that's about staking. We'll look at this later. But look at this. Let's burn 50,000 Interfan tokens to celebrate with their win. So after they won, they burned another 50,000 fan tokens after burn. So a total of 110,000 Interfan tokens were burned during the match. So there were 30,000 from before, 50,000 here, and then probably another 30,000 in another event that I'm not even aware of. So yeah, hey Smarty Pants, what's going on? How are you doing? I hope it wasn't you who burned his Miles secret rare Miles Morales. So guys, while I'm presenting this to you, it's important to notice that I am not sponsored by Chiliz. I only hold a bag of a couple thousand of Chiliz tokens, not fan tokens, but the underlying Chili tokens. And yeah, I think this is one of the greatest tokenization apps out there. Yeah, and also they will introduce staking rewards on Chiliz chain. So there is a guide here which I'm not going to jump in, but if you're interested in it, you can check out this in the thread, how to stake on Chiliz chain. Now with that, let's go to another very promising layer one. One of my biggest bags, actually bigger than Ecomi, is this one here. Also, no sponsoring here, just normal altcoin news that I want to bring to you guys. So this is from Crypto Newsflash, and it says Vechain, the supply chain visibility crypto project out there, is joining forces with billion-dollar firms, including Microsoft and Goldman Sachs, to transform the blockchain market. And I mean, only these two companies are absolute banger names. And we all know, everyone who knows Vechain knows that they are having some of the biggest partnerships out there already for the blockchain space, like PwC, DNV, and so on, to bring supply chain visibility solutions to their companies. So Vechain partners are looking to bring a unique blockchain network to the industry with the aim of tackling existing setbacks. Deloitte, we heard that name before in the blockchain space. Deloitte, Microsoft Corp, and many other firms are coming together to launch the Canton Blockchain Network. Let's have a deeper look. So, according to a press release detailing the new development, these leading market participants have announced plans to launch a unique blockchain network. And the full market participants partnership is Goldman Sachs Group, Deloitte, CBOE Global Market, and Microsoft Corporation, and some other companies probably involved. This is huge news for Vechain, in my opinion. The blockchain network, branded the Canton Network, will be the first of its kind in the industry, which is a privacy-enabled interoperable blockchain network that is destined for institutional assets. And you cannot wish for more than institutional adoption of your chain, of your L1. The network's design will also allow for the unlocking of the potential of synchronized financial markets. So the Canton network will provide a decentralized infrastructure that connects independent applications built with DAML, digital asset smart contract language. It creates a network of networks, basically, allowing previously siloed systems in financial markets to interoperate with the appropriate governance, privacy, permissioning, and controls required for highly regulated industries. So what they're basically seeking to do is connect the different systems in the financial market to create interoperability for their customers. Canton Network enables financial institutions to experience a safer and reconciliation-free environment where assets, data, and cash can synchronize freely across applications. That sounds like a hell of a lot of engagement for Vechain and everyone else of the crypto projects that are implemented here with these companies. And actually, one more of these, I've shown this yesterday and didn't make the connection yet because the other news was not out. Also, Polkadot scores massive industry leader to join billion-dollar ecosystem as development is ramping up. That sounds similar. Big Four accounting giant Deloitte, and in the Vechain article also Deloitte is implemented. So Deloitte is heavily putting their foot during this bear market where no one cares into the altcoin space by enabling certain, let's say, blockchain systems to solve their issues. So the accounting giant Deloitte announced the use of Polkadot's KILT blockchain technology for using reusable digital credentials for KYC processes. So digital credentials, KYC, and then it's a financial, let's say an accounting giant that also takes part in this huge canton network for financial integration. At least you could speculate that one could have something integration wise to do with the other. Could that mean that Deloitte is setting their foot up or setting their systems up with Polkadot and Vechain, depending on the blockchain use case? That is, in my opinion, interesting. And let me know what you guys do. You guys hold that are here in the chat, about 10 people. Do you guys hold Chiliz? Do you guys hold Vechain? Do you guys hold Polkadot? And while you are answering that, let's look at one more thing here from Vechain, and that is the pain of the high-end wine industry. There is an article posted by Eisenreich here, and it is about basically the tracking and tracing based on Vechain of the wine industry. And as you can see here, it basically said, I just thought that was super interesting. With the development of the economy, foreign wine has gradually become popular in China as a noble and tasteful status symbol. As early as 2011, China has already surpassed the United Kingdom to become the world's fifth largest wine consumer, according to 2022 Foreign Wine Consumption Insights report. Foreign wine has become a daily consumer product in the hearts of the Republic, especially spirits above 40 degrees, which have become the daily favorite foreign wine category. Over 70% of respondents, far surpassing red wine, wine, champagne, and cocktails. So China has also a big problem with counterfeiting and cross-selling, which requires solutions like Vechain, my story, to solve these issues. Guys, let me know what you think about this. And with that, let's go into the Veve topics here, into the Veve Market Watch. We have the VVX tracker here. We haven't looked at it for a couple of days. SmartyPants says that it was definitely not him who burned his Miles Morales. We will go into that in a second. But let's look about what the top 100 in Veve are doing. So, as we can see here, Dr. Profit has minted 2 collectibles. Probably he has generated soulstones, and he has also purchased 83 further collectibles, being further ahead of the other places here that are coming in with 15,000 collectibles. So Dr. Profit net accumulation, he actually sold an item which could be also, I don't know if the burn also is shown as a sold item, because I see a lot of smaller sales here in this VVX tracker. But what we can see here is that our accumulating degen whale has made it into the top 10 right now. So apparently, I think it was this one. The accumulation is going on over 1,200 collectibles in Veve coming in here for this specific whale. I will try to remember this now, this wallet address, because he is not far away of flipping the 8th place. And overall in Veve, we see a big net accumulation. So every place in the top, down to the number 27, who only sold one collectible, is positive. And then we have this guy here who's constantly, let's say he's minting, he's purchasing, he's selling a ton. So he's either rebalancing his portfolio, or he is just trading, a trader. However, the top 25 is just accumulating in Veve. So that's very interesting in my opinion. I think we know that I think the number 2 here or 3 is this Danny Boy guy. So yeah, we know about some of these wallets, who they are. Number 1 being Dr. Profit. Now, this was, I hope it was intentionally, because otherwise that hurts. So Randy Chavez posted this here, guys. Be advised that you don't have to actually burn a collectible to you love for the Soulstone. Everyone comment F down below to pay respects for Miles Secret Rare 227. And as you can see here, someone has burned the Miles Secret Rare hashed with a mint number 227, and the owner was the Wax 2112 guy. So this is how you become a legend on the app if something like this happens to you. So that is pretty sad. Then let's quickly look at Veve here. Now, Veve came out with a drop announcement of the Gauntlet drop, which is coming up Saturday, 13th of May, 8 a.m. PT. The article was already out. We know that there are about 6,000 Gauntlet, which will not all be filled. Not all of these gauntlets can be filled because there is not enough power stones for the gauntlet. So as we know, for example, the Power Orb has 4,000 editions. I think the Ether has even less. So that means that is the cap for the overall gauntlet. And then for the airdrop, obviously the cap is what the Secret Rare Eye of Agamotto editions are. So let's go into some Veve stats here also. Veve Fox, aka Rootless Girl, make sure to follow her on Twitter, coming out with the weekly Veve market pulse for the week from the 1st of April, from the 1st of May. Active wallets spike by 25% in anticipation of the crafting event. Transactions up 80%, which probably is due to the crafting. Actually, the crafting event is in here, at least the beginning. So probably transactions are also transactions that are going to the burn wallet in Veve. Buyers up 70%, sellers up 78% even. So people really making moves there. And tokens minted, 30,000 new tokens with 10,000 minters. That's an average of 3 tokens per minter. And this is interesting. This is a really high number because that was the last wave of merge accounts. 590 additional accounts have been merged, and during that another 10,000 tokens have been transferred, which means that there are 10,500 additional Veve collectibles that are hitting the markets, let's say. I think account merging has been the filing for account merging has been closed in the end of April with the beginning of this. So we should not see a lot more of the account mergers then. We should see then is at least an end of seller exhaustion from Veve. not overall, but because of merge accounts. That effect should now fade away. There will be probably more account merges that have not been done in the first week of May, just because the support or the Veve team didn't get to it. But I think filing for the merge accounts is over. Everything else will probably be inaccessible forever, meaning that there will be some off the charts collectibles out of Veve. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, here we see some. There is a spreadsheet. Head over to Twitter for the burns. So, guys, I will have to cut it short today, which is why I'm heading out now. Please make sure to smash the like button if you haven't yet, and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy these type of morning live streams. And guys, wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon, and hopefully see you in tomorrow's live stream. Have a good one, guys.